Hello, you're watching the English News Bulletin on QPVN channel. I'm Nguyen, and now let me keep you up to date with the headlines. Official welcome ceremony held for Prime Minister MINH in Qatar. Preparations of anniversary activities reviewed. Developing a free trade zone in Da Nang City. On the morning of October the 31st local time in Doha City, Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman bin Jasmine Al Thani hosted the official welcome ceremony for Prime Minister MINH, his spouse, and the Vietnamese high-ranking delegation who are on official visit to Qatar. The visit takes place in the context that the bilateral ties between the two countries are well developing with many substantive results. Both sides recognizes the remaining ample room for further bilateral cooperation, especially in such potential areas as politics, diplomacy, economy, energy, tourism, and labor. During this official visit to Qatar, Prime Minister MINH will hold talks and meetings with the King, Prime Minister, the Consultative Assembly Chairman, work with the Qatari ministers, enterprises, and investment funds to discuss solutions to augment political trust, creating momentum, opening a new phase of cooperation in the relationship between the two countries, especially in attracting investment from Qatar to Vietnam and creating breakthroughs for Vietnamese goods and services to access the Qatari market and the region. The Vietnam-Qatar relationship is expected to reach a new level on this occasion, serving as a foundation and condition for the two sides to strengthen cooperation in all areas. On October the 31st in Hanoi, General Phan Van Giang, Defense Minister, chaired a meeting of leaders of the Ministry of National Defense and the General Political Department to discuss the organization of activities marking the 80th founding anniversary of the Vietnam People's Army and the 35th anniversary of the All People's National Defense Day. According to the General Political Department, various agencies and units have seriously implemented the Prime Minister's decision, the Party Central Committee's Information and Education Commission's guidelines, and the Ministry of National Defense plan for commemorative activities. This includes issuing plans and effectively executing events at all levels. To date, 1,832 projects from units at the regimental level and above have been implemented, contributing to enhanced public relations, education efforts, and improvements in the material and spiritual well-being of soldiers. Additionally, agencies and units have held academic seminars, exhibitions, competitions, and nationwide and military-wide events, as well as defense diplomacy activities. Notably, the General Political Department has proactively prepared the anniversary ceremony plan and coordinated detailed and timely preparations. Minister Phan Van Giang stressed that the 80th anniversary of the Vietnam People's Army and the 35th Whole People Defense Festive Day is significant for both the military and the nation. Agencies must coordinate closely and actively implement activities for the best outcomes. The General Political Department should strengthen its direction, monitor progress, promptly advise the leader of the Ministry of National Defense on arising issues, and effectively guide determination activities. This will help spread knowledge of the military's history, tradition, and notable achievements, as well as the exemplary qualities of Uncle soldiers and the accomplishment of building an all-people national defense today. On the afternoon of the same day in Hanoi, Chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army and Deputy Defense Minister General Nguyễn Tân Cương received heads of ASEAN delegations who attended the first ASEAN Military Intelligence Community Leaders Conference, or MINH-LC1 for short. General Nguyễn Tân Cương highly praised the outcomes of the MINH-LC1, emphasizing that the world and regional security environment is undergoing rapid, strong, and unpredictable changes. Informing General Cương about the results of the MINH-LC1, representatives of the delegation said that they had substantive discussions on emerging security issues as well as maintaining ASEAN's central role. The success of this conference contributed to strengthening cooperation in the field of ASEAN military intelligence, thereby helping promote peace, security, and development in the region and the world. General Kung emphasized that the conference was a strong affirmation of the commitment of the ASEAN member countries in realizing the goal of ASEAN, one vision, one identity, one community. This is also the goal that the Vietnam Ministry of National Defense always supports for peace, stability, prosperity in the region. The first ASEAN Military Intelligence Community Leaders Conference was held on the morning of October 31st in Hanoi. This is an initiation of a new momentum for increasingly practical intelligence cooperation activities among the ASEAN militaries, contributing to strengthening intra-bloc solidarity and consolidating peace and stability in the region. The conference unanimously approved the standard operating procedures and terms of reference of the AMIC and also announced its launch. This is a big step forward in ASEAN military intelligence cooperation towards a more comprehensive, effective, and practical manner, contributing to enhancing the capability to together respond immediately to all traditional and non-traditional risks, thereby building an environment of peace, stability, cooperation, prosperous development, as well as a cohesive and responsive ASEAN community. During his official visit to China on October the 31st, CHINH Lieutenant General Huang Sun-Qian, Deputy Defense Minister, held talks with leaders of the Guangzhou General Station of Immigration Inspection. CHINH Lieutenant General Huang Sun-Qian praised the coordination efforts in border management between the Vietnamese Border Guard and Guangzhou General Immigration Inspection Station. He noted that the border areas and checkpoints are stable, security at the borders has been maintained, and the local population's quality of life have been improved. Both sides have consistently exchanged information about issues arising from the inspection and control of cross-border people and vehicles. Welcoming the Vietnamese delegation, the chief of the Guangzhou General Immigration Inspection Station stressed that, under the guidance of the Vietnamese Ministry of National Defense and the Chinese Ministry of Public Security, the Vietnamese units and the Guangzhou Station have closely coordinated to effectively manage the border and checkpoints. The cooperation has contributed to a peaceful, stable, and cooperative border area, fostering development for both countries. In the coming time, both parties will continue to coordinate on agreed-upon measures, strengthen information exchange, effectively manage immigration control, and facilitate trade and movement through Vietnam-China border, ensuring a stable and thriving border region. CHINH Lieutenant General Phùng Sĩ Tấn, Deputy Chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army, head of the organizing committee of the Vietnam International Defense Expo 2024, inspected the preparation for the expo of Factory Z-117 under the General Department of Defense Industry and Brigade 113 under the Commando Corps on the morning of October 31st. Considering the expo an extremely important political mission, Factory Z-117 has made thorough preparation in all aspects, as well as carefully carried out training sessions for the officers and staff to meet the requirements of the organizing committee. General Tấn spoke highly of the factory's sense of responsibility and effort, while urging the factory to continue working closely with the reception subcommittee to well-prepare gifts for visiting delegations. At Commando Brigade 113, General Tấn inspected the training and preparation of commando troops for the performance at the opening ceremony of the expo. The Commando Corps has carefully selected and provided training for troops to ensure the quality of the performance, contributing to touting the strength and image of the elite commando force of the Vietnam People's Army. Lauding the spirit and efforts of the force to overcome all difficulties and hardships, General Tấn emphasized that the performance at the opening ceremony of the expo is unique, promoting the strength of our military. The commando troops need to stay focused on training, ensuring uniformity, unity, and aesthetics, demonstrating discipline and aidliness, meeting the expectation of international friends and the trust of the people. Coming up next, journey of spreading Vietnamese language and culture. Developing a free trade zone in Da Nang City. A delegation from the Republic of Korea Consulate General in Ho Chi Minh City recently visited tourism spots in Đồng Tháp 10 area in Long An Province. It is expected to connect Korea travel agencies and people to Long An Province to learn and promote cultural exchange and mutual cooperation in the tourism sector. The delegation toured the Ecotourism Center for Research, Conservation and Development of Medicinal Plants, known as the Medicine Forest, as it is home to numerous medicinal plants and the only primeval Melaleuca forest in Vietnam. The delegation also visited the Tân Lập Floating Village Ecotourism Area with a system of Contribute forest, natural rivers and canals, and diverse landscapes. It is also a peaceful destination with charming scenery and immense Contribute forest and attractive ecotourism resorts for visitors at weekends, especially youngsters. The ecosystem and infrastructure at the research center are well preserved. I hope that in the future, Korean pharmaceutical and tourism companies will explore more cooperation opportunities in the locality. Through this visit, we want to spread the message that Long An Province not only offers business opportunities, but also provides many experiences on culture, cuisine, and natural landscapes, especially the unique wetlands of Đồng Tháp 10. In Vietnam's tourism development planning, Long An is identified as one of the important ecotourism destinations in the southern tourist region, with many resources such as the Ecotourism Center for Research, Conservation and Development of Medicinal Plants, Lang San Wetland Reserve, and Tân Lập Floating Village Ecotourism Area, with diverse flora and fauna. These are attractive sites luring visitors to Đồng Tháp 10 area during high water season. On the morning of October the 31st, Hanoi University held a ceremony to mark the 20th anniversary of the Faculty of Vietnamese Studies and the 35th anniversary of teaching Vietnamese. This event provided an opportunity to reflect on the faculty's journey of development and progress, while also honoring generations of leaders, personnel, and domestic and foreign partners who have supported and accompanied the faculty over the years. In her speech at the ceremony, Dr. Nguyễn Thị Thanh Xuân, Dean of the Faculty of Vietnam Studies, stated that the faculty trains almost 400 international students from over 30 countries in the bachelor's program on the Vietnamese language and culture each year. In addition, the faculty provides short-term Vietnamese language courses for around 300 students, broadening the network of Vietnamese language learners and contributing to cultural exchange between Vietnam and other countries. According to a survey undertaken in September 2024, around 100% of the faculty students find work within 6 months of graduation, with nearly 90% working in their profession for local and international organizations and businesses. These results not only demonstrate the quality of the faculty's training, but also confirm the Faculty of Vietnamese Studies' pioneering position in spreading the Vietnamese language and culture to the international community. The celebration closed with personal stories, inspiring memories, and a shared belief in a sustainable journey ahead, continuing to spread the beauty of the Vietnamese language in particular and culture in general to the future. The same day in Hanoi, the Ministry of Industry and Trade held a conference on the Da Nang Free Trade Zone project. Previously, the 7th session of the 15th National Assembly passed a resolution on the organization of urban governance and piloting a number of specific mechanisms and policies for the development of Da Nang City. The National Assembly agreed to establish a Da Nang Free Trade Zone associated with Liên Chiểu Seaport, aiming to attracting investment, finance, trade, tourism, and high-quality services. With its strategic location owning deep-water seaports, international airports, land and sea border areas, and its role as the endpoint of the East-West Economic Corridor, Da Nang City has favorable conditions to attract international and domestic trade, connection, and investment flows. It is an important basis to promote Da Nang City into a logistics and trade center of the central region,
Đây cũng là một cái
Da Nang City has more advantages than other localities as it is approved by the National Assembly to pilot the implementation of a free trade zone. However, this is also a competitive model when these free trade zone models become popular across the country. A free trade zone is a designated area where goods can be imported, stored, processed, manufactured, adjusted, and re-exported without being subjected to custom duties or other customs regulations. And that's all for now. Remember, you can always watch news again at qpvn.vn. Now, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.